You're listening to the Hear Me Out podcast,
hosted by Michael Miller and
Prithvi Raj Bandaru.
Welcome back, everybody.
Glad to have you. You
Episode
look wonderful.
3. You guys look amazing today. You want to hit them with the plug?
Yeah. So our Twitter is at podcasthmo.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can find these two links. The first is a link to our email, which is podcasthearmeout@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the second link is a link to our Google form, where you can submit in questions with your name, without your name. It's all anonymous anyway.
Right.
When we speak about you. And that link is tinyurl.com/podcasthmo.
Although that link might be changing soon as we make the transition over to YouTube.
Well, that link won't change.
Yeah, it will. The tiny URL? You can't have two tiny URLs. The same URL.
Oh,
it's gonna be it forever. We're just going to think of a new one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Long story, very short. SoundCloud is being very Jewy.
Very Jewy. I don't know if we can say that right now.
Oh, shit. Are we going to get demonetized?
We'll get reported.
Cents we're making already?
Yeah. They're going to take money from us.
Oh, God. Well, here's the deal. SoundCloud only lets you upload 3 hours worth of audio.
Yeah.
Without paying for a subscription.
And then even if you pay for a subscription, there's SoundCloud Pro, right?
Yeah.
Which only lets you do 36 hours.
Yeah.
And then
6 hours.
6
so
hours.
Like double your upload
And then
time.
there's SoundCloud Pro Unlimited.
Yep.
Which lets you upload for unlimited amount of time. And that's like $15 a month.
It's ridiculous, and we're not about to pay that because
it's bogue is what it is. It's absolute garbage trash.
Fuck.
Chance's fruitful conversation with SoundCloud
was not that fruitful. But yeah, so we're moving over to YouTube because that's where we can upload as much as we want.
And so I believe that our first 2 episodes,
they should be up by the time you guys are hearing this.
And this episode will be up later.
Yeah, probably. Sometime around then. Keep your eyes out.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Jansen Gamilla for a cool splash art he made us.
Oh yeah, that we have a new like profile picture, I guess, or like video icon thumbnail.
Right, it's very cool because if you guys remember a couple episodes ago, we asked if anyone could like make us one, and he answered the call, and it looks great.
It was dope
as fuck. So yeah, without much further ado, let's hop right into the first question.
Today's themes are food.
Oh, fuck you.
No, they are. Today's. Michael, I looked at Michael and he just started nodding at me. He was like, "Don't do it, man! Don't throw me under the bus! Come on, don't do it!" And they went food, and his whole body just.
Today's are live celebrities.
Yeah, live.
Are they all alive? I think they are.
I don't even. We didn't really decide on all of their names, but it's fine.
Whatever. Yeah. So hop into that first one.
This first person's name is.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
I swear we thought of one before we started.
This is like the
this
one.
Is so unprepared. It's fucking Stanley.
Stanley?
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley who?
Stan Lee.
Oh, Oh, I got it. Stan Lee, as in the creator of Marvel.
No. The janitor?
Dude, who are you talking about?
The fucking janitor. Who the fuck is Stan Lee, creator of
Marvel?
That didn't sound right to me.
Okay, Stanley the janitor.
Yeah. Go ahead. Read the question.
Okay. The question goes as follows. So I watch anime because what's wrong with enjoying some Japanese cartoons?
Okay.
You guys know that's usually a ticket to unpopularity in high school, and I personally have no problem with keeping it on the down low. The problem is my friends, as bad as that makes it sound. I don't want to alienate my friends for the sake of potential popularity, but I'm sure you can understand the embarrassment when your friends are those kids that just can't control themselves. They're good friends, but basically, how do I balance keeping friendships I value with the social climate of high school? This sounds really scummy now that I'm reading it, but I think it's a common high school problem.
I definitely think it's a common high school problem. I think a lot of people struggle with that, like, do I be myself or do I go with like what's socially acceptable? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. It's like everyone kind of has those guilty pleasures, and then
pleasures, yeah.
It's weird when one of your guilty pleasures is a actual group in high school that has a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I say
the Animaniacs, right?
Animaniacs, yeah, and the Anime Club, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't personally think that there's anything wrong with doing whatever you like to do, but I would agree with the whole like keeping it on the down low.
Yeah, well, see, like the thing is, this person seems pretty socially self-aware, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I think they should just say fuck it and kind of just like stay with their friends and
but see that can be rough.
The way that the question is phrased is like like my friends, they're good friends. So it's like, does this person have any other friends than these friends? Because then they might be alienating themselves.
They might, okay, but at the same time, maybe they don't want to feel like alienated. You know, like they might be potential friends that they could make if they weren't surrounding themselves with like these people.
Okay,
who are, like,
I get
setting
that.
Themselves out.
But like, okay, I see that. But it's also like, even after you, I guess, technically unfriend these people, your enjoyment of anime isn't gonna go away.
Well, yeah, but like he does it. There's okay. Let's say, for example, this guy likes anime, right?
Yeah.
And he alienates these friends, and he makes other friends who do not like anime. He doesn't have to share that with them. He can just enjoy it on his own. Like he doesn't need.
But then, aren't you changing who you are just to make friends?
No, he can still like this stuff. He's not saying, "Oh, I don't like it anymore because I have new friends." He's just saying like.
But he's like hiding something like a part of himself from these people.
Well, then hopefully the new friends he's made are like he just be like, "Oh yeah, I just watched this show," and like they don't treat it like a big deal. If it is a big deal to them, then like okay,
I guess that's probably the wrong group of friends.
right? Which I don't know personally. If it was me and I was in your scenario,
yeah,
I would alienate a little bit.
If I
don't want to sound like a dick.
If I was you're fine because it's like two different perspectives. But I think that I might kind of like might just stay with them, just but definitely maybe not like submerge myself all the way in their like anime weeaboo culture.
The culture, dude.
Yeah,
no, that's
because the way that you phrase the question, it sounds like your friend dresses up like Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, the way it sounds is like
during gym,
like they do like the Naruto run,
hands behind.
Yeah,
and you seem more of just like I enjoy Japanese cartoons, anime, and it's just. I mean, I watch it too.
Okay. I used to.
Yeah, like just like classic shows like Dragon Ball Z or something.
Yeah,
some of the stuff I was raised on. It's like throwback sometimes.
That was a lot of middle school for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was like for any specific reason. I mean, obviously it's not like smiled upon.
Yeah.
Generally, but like it wasn't like because of that I stopped. It was just like freshman year I just was doing other shit. Like,
gotcha.
I'd already seen Dragon Ball and like that was
I think all of our viewers are gonna stop listening because because I watch anime.
Yeah, you what? Fucking weeaboo.
Hey. Okay. Yeah. So whoever wrote this question, please contact me directly so I can join your friend group.
What if it's one of your friends and he's like trying to alienate you? How would that make you feel? What if it's
Oh. What if no, it's definitely I don't have any friends, right?
Oh.
So,
okay. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So that's fine.
So yeah, I guess two different opinions for this.
Yeah, so you can either
choose your
I guess that's not that
choose your own advantage. Yeah, it's not that.
No, you can either do this or this. All right, see ya.
You have multiple. Okay, listen, you have multiple paths in life. All right,
yeah.
And we're just kind of wiping the brushes away from two of them.
So this person, I'm assuming that this person kind of already knew that they had these two options, and all we did was reiterate.
But I think sometimes just hearing it from someone else can make you be like, okay, I'm not insane for thinking that way.
But I think if we were to come to consensus, I'd probably,
I think if we
for your sake, I might side with Michael and say, yeah, totally like. Don't like completely like fucking cut them off.
Middle ground. Don't like just cut them off completely, but
like keep it as a hobby and not as a social group.
Exactly. I think there's a definite like there's a line between like just watching it because it's you think it's just good.
Yeah, and then
and
living
like
it.
living in that culture
Yeah.
and being like, I wanna I don't even know, like fly.
Fly? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So okay.
Because
Solid.
they don't seem like bad friends.
No, I mean even in the question they say they're good friends.
Yeah, they're good friends, but basically, how do I balance keeping friendships I value with the social climate of high school? And the answer is you kind of don't.
Treat your life like an anime and everything will work out.
Yeah. So,
All right.
question the second.
Okay. This question
The person is Simon
Simon Cowell from American Idol.
or America's Got Talent now, right?
Oh God, I'm too old school. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
90s kids represent.
I'm a 90s kid by 5 days, I think. Yeah, 5 days.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Like, actually,
December 26th,
Okay.
1999.
I'm a 90s kid by like
You're a couple months, right?
I got a couple months in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the question reads: Mr. Simon Cowell says, "I need to cut someone off, and I don't know how to start or how to do it. A little backstory. My friends and I met this girl freshman year, and I thought she turned out to be a total butthead. What? And though
And through time.
I'm sorry, I can't read.
You're fine,
I
you're
have
fine.
dyslexia. And through time, she turned out to be a total butthead. She's rude to my friends and passive aggressive and selfish, and just in general, a bad friend to me. And all my other friends have cut her off, but I can't. I'm closer to her than anyone else, and because I'd feel bad. I don't want to be friends with her anymore, but I don't have good confrontational skills, and I'd feel so bad about hurting someone's feeling, and I'm awkward. Any thoughts? And by the way, oh shit. By the way, I'm a girl.
Okay.
Thanks.
So Simon Cowell's a girl. Let's change that to Simone.
Simone Biles.
Or no, Simone.
Raven Simone?
Yeah, Raven Simone.
Raven Simone.
Raven Simone is who it is.
All right, sorry, Raven. Our bad. That's just like.
All right.
that's
By the
so
way,
Raven.
Michael wasn't like stuttering and like he wasn't like having a mental breakdown. It's just the question isn't.
The question.
written very well.
Okay, whoever wrote this, it's fine. Like we understand it. It's just very difficult to like read the way it's written. It sounds like you. It looks like you like.
I mean, it was
like,
definitely
you
on your
typed it.
phone
Yeah.
because like she has the
There's no like punctuation.
Yeah, Simone has a Simone has all the apostrophes between the contractions and stuff, but all the nothing's capitalized.
There's no periods, no capitalization. It was just really hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So don't fucking mess with the podcast and like type like an illiterate degenerate.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to make us like sound like you heard me reading that question.
Yeah.
It sounded like I was having a seizure.
Yeah, so you suck. We're
Okay.
not answering your question.
Next question.
All right. Well, Raven Simone. I think that and all my other friends cut her off, but I can't. Okay. So since you say that all my friends cut her off, but I can't because I'm closer to her than everyone else and because I'd feel so bad. So you don't have to cut her off, but you just have to sit her down and talk to her.
I disagree.
Okay.
Fucker. Not
Yeah?
literally. Just like if she. That's weird because on the last question you kind of said fuck it. No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like fuck it. Like
Yeah.
if all of your other friends, if she's just rude to them, and she's a total butthead, she's rude to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like why it's not worth it. I understand you just don't want to be like confrontational, but you don't have to confront her, just cut her off.
I think, okay, so she's rude to my friends and passive aggressive and selfish and just in general a bad friend to me.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe she doesn't know
Oh, okay.
that she's being all these types of
just like-
things and no one has actually taken the time to go and sit
Okay.
down with her. And Raven, I think you need to be that.
Here's my issue with that. If she does sit her down and like talk her, it could just be like it could just make it a whole other like drama issue where she's like for example, if you just cut someone off and you just like kind of just slowly phase them out of your life.
Skeet.
Yeah, you just skeet out of there.
Mhm.
Then there isn't like if people like get pissed or something, they can't like talk shit because you didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you like sit down and you have this conversation and you're like, hey, you're being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Then they're like, wow, isn't she such an awful person? She had the audacity to like pull me aside. First of all, here's how she would spin it in my head.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, she like starts talking to all my other friends, so then they start to cut me off, and then she has the audacity to sit me down and tell me I'm being a dick. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah, I
it
see
just
that.
I could see it just being spinned and then you end up looking like the asshole.
Okay, but there's also another version of that where you sit her down and Raven's all like, "Hey, girlfriend, you're being a little bit of a dickhole, bunghole, dickwad hole," and the friend goes, "Wow, I didn't realize I was being like that. You know, all of this stuff is going on in my life,
Okay.
right? And I didn't know that I was taking it out on my friends.
I see that.
But you could totally be just a bitch."
Yeah. So I'd say that's probably the better way to go, Prithvi's way, but it could also backfire horribly.
Yeah, it could. So you're kind of fucked, I guess. All right, next question.
Next time on the Hear Me Out podcast. Whoa.
That was weird.
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke.
You actually pinched and poked me.
Well, what the fuck? It doesn't work if I don't. Now you're contractually
Not my nipples,
bound.
though. Not my nipples,
All right,
though.
no one needed to know that.
Also, if it's Raven Simone, can't she just see into the future or whatever?
Just see what happens.
Yeah, why are you asking
Why are you
us?
asking us?
I feel patronized a little bit.
Maybe she's like being sarcastic. Maybe this whole question, maybe this is gonna backfire on us for answering it.
What the fuck? God damn it. Fuck you, Raven. But I guess.
The show was shitty anyway. No.
But I guess you're a nice friend or whatever,
You're
and you're
okay.
close to her.
I'd say in all seriousness, you know her better than we do. So if
Yeah.
you think she's the type to spin that shit on your ass and like totally yeet you, don't do it. Just slowly phase her out. But if you think that she may be going through some shit,
Yeah. But I think we also need to talk about how Raven should go and sit down with this girl. Because if you text her out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, you're being a little bit of a bitch lately," she's not going to take that well.
I have said it before and I've said it again and I will preach it till the day I die. Never do anything important over text.
Right.
If I feel, and if you've done important things over text and it's worked out, I'm glad for you. But I just feel like to get the best results, if you like care about something turning out in like the most ideal of ways, do not do it over text.
I think when you do it over text, the whole situation loses a sense of importance.
Yeah.
But when you go and talk to someone in person, when you go
Right.
take the time out to actually go and meet them, they will take it a lot better
I just
than
feel
over
like-
text.
I feel personally like if you think about like the era before there was really texting or emails, like before the internet,
Yeah.
everyone, if you want to talk to someone, you either sent them a fucking letter
Mm-hmm.
or you just went and spoke to them. And so both of those are considered very like
Personal.
personal.
Yeah.
But and then so as we transitioned into this age where we're texting and emailing, IMing on social media, all that shit, it was kind of like initially assumed like, well, that's just the only. It was never an issue because everything was personal.
Yeah.
So now just get into this, and now it's become so much of a common because it's so much quicker. Just do that. Going back to that old stuff,
Yeah.
it's still fucking personal, no matter what.
Yeah.
I just feel like we didn't consider that moving into this like technological
Totally.
age. So I
It's
don't know.
also like you can't determine like your friend is not going to know what kind of tone you're using when you type out a sentence.
That's true.
Like when you're in person, you could be like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on with you,
Mhm.
but
You lose a lot of emotion. It could come off as like sarcastic.
yeah, you can.
Hey, I don't know what's going on with you.
but you're being a little bit of an ass fuck lately.
Or it's like,
but like,
hey,
hey,
I really don't know what's going on with you. You've been a little bit of an ass fuck lately.
yeah, and then that's when a wall comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you have the heart to heart.
But like the most important part is calling her an ass fuck.
Yeah, the that's the key term there.
Yeah.
That's the little key to the heart. If you're
Yeah.
wondering, if you call anyone an ass fuck, they just melt in your hands.
Yeah.
What?
Will you be my ass fuck for the rest of my life?
Oh my god.
All right, Raven. You probably already know what happens already because you can
Right.
see into
Or
the
maybe-
future.
Or maybe she only saw into the future of us answering on the podcast, and that's why she felt like she had to submit the question.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Well, in the show, didn't her visions usually like not lead her down a good path,
Oh shit!
and then she had to like come out?
She'd like fuck herself over. She'd be like,
Yeah.
I saw myself trip in the hallway, so I'm gonna go in a different hallway. So you go down the other hallway, and like someone would die.
and then she's like running around, and then
Yeah.
she trips on the
exactly. It usually led her like to like trying to get out of it. Usually led her to like,
So
anyway.
don't listen to anything we say. It's pretty much what we're saying. But
if you
now-
had a vision of
but
it,
now she has to listen to what we're saying.
we fucked you, dude.
All right, whatever, Raven.
Now you're caught in a time loop.
Caught in a time loop.
Break time?
Let's. So for that question, Raven, you can either cut her off. But I mean, you're gonna have to talk to her, right? Is what we're saying. But talk to her in person. Talk to her nice.
Yeah. And if you think she's gonna spin your shit, then just phase out because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Break time.
Punch her in the neck.
Break time.
Break
time?
Yep. Break time.
Woo!
20 minutes in. Break time.
20 minutes in. Break time. So people have been asking us if we're gonna keep this schedule up now that school's in the full swing of things.
And as you can,
Prithvi is a busy man.
okay, so are you.
Okay.
But as you can see, the video or this podcast didn't get posted at 5
At
like
5,
it usually
like we
does.
tried
It's
to.
currently 5:30.
You can't tell them what time we're recording this at. I don't know why, but that's
Why?
like a thing. Like when you're recording something to be posted at a later date, you never say what time you're recording because then they can pinpoint that. I don't know why.
Pinpoint the what?
The time it was recorded. I don't know. It's
Why
like
does that
some
matter?
rule. It's some rule, and I think it's above our heads right now because we're kind of starting off at the bottom of the pyramid. But I think as we get higher up, we're gonna be like, shit. I really wish we didn't tell them.
Okay,
we
well,
recorded
good
at
thing it's
5:30.
actually 5 o'clock on the
34.
dot.
Okay.
All right. But are you gonna be able to keep up the schedule when school starts? And I think we will.
I think the Saturdays for sure.
Yeah, Saturday afternoons.
Yeah. Saturday afternoons.
Because usually, like, what we do is if we have we know we're gonna be busy like all of Saturday or something,
We'll record on
then
Friday.
we'll record on a Friday or a Thursday or whatever day works.
We'll keep the podcast.
But
beat coming out
podcast
to you
will
guys.
come out on Saturdays as long
as you
as
guys,
you guys
keep coming
give us
back.
as long as you guys give us questions to answer.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So we initially, like from the first episode, it was crazy. We got a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And then the second episode, we got a couple. And
Yeah.
now it's like slowing down.
It's slowing down, but it's still like
It's still from
We-
this episode you can tell we're getting good questions.
yeah. When we
Like, they're excellent.
scraped enough from the bottom of the bucket to have enough questions for this episode
Right.
to fill the time, and they were all recent questions that we just got.
Exactly. So as long as you guys, even if you think like, oh, they wouldn't answer it, or oh, I don't have enough detail, just submit it.
Yeah.
And
And like,
We'll see
because
what we
like
can do.
this was like a one-liner question that we got, but we're still talking about it.
exactly, because we can.
Yeah.
It's our fucking show.
But isn't it like weird for us to like ask people to have problems to email us and about?
Well, I think you know what? I think problems are fuck. I think
Problems are what?
Fuck you. Problems and life go hand in hand.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I think that especially in high school, or if you're in college, or if you're in middle school, or where, I
Mhm.
don't know if elementary schoolers listen. Sure, hope not.
Yeah, sure.
I really hope not.
But yeah, life is like a
life is a highway.
yeah, life is like our Twitter header. It goes up and down.
Oh,
By the way, our Twitter is @podcasthmo.
Hey,
Yes.
little businessman over here.
You know me, dude.
All right. But yeah, so we know the problems are there. So I think that we're if anything providing an outlet for that discussion.
Yeah.
And I think that for the people who listen at least and take it seriously, because I know we do, even though we fuck around a lot, we are
Yeah.
taking it seriously.
And
It just brings up that conversation. I think we're all the better for it.
yeah, totally. Everything's anonymous too. Like, don't feel discouraged
Yeah.
to not submitting questions because we don't know who you
We-
are.
Yeah.
And even if we do know who you are, we give you a fake name.
Right. And genuinely, the only people who we know who they are people who have given us their name.
Yeah, but we still give them a fake name too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're just saying that like.
Like people who email in, and like we could see what their email is, we still give them a fake name because we care about you.
Right, in your privacy.
Yeah.
But on that same note, like
But every week I will
we're not like
email
sitting
you.
around- Yeah.
I will email you asking you to Venmo me $5.
Well, that's just a given. We're
Yes,
not-
that's a given.
That's in the fine print.
Okay.
We already kind of talked about moving to YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
so let's just reiterate it.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
moving to YouTube because SoundCloud's being a little bit of a bitchly.
So is Spotify. We looked at Spotify.
Yeah, you have to be
That's-
like good at what you do to be on Spotify or whatever.
It's like $10 to get on Spotify for a single episode.
Yeah.
And we don't make anything off these. So you think about just the 3 episodes, that's already $30.
Yeah. And we already that our YouTube channel is just going to be called Hear Me Out Podcast.
Right. We'll get you guys the link when it's time for
Yeah.
that. You guys, when you can't hear them on SoundCloud anymore, we'll definitely like make it very obvious where you
Mhm.
can listen to them.
I think we have enough for like one more episode on SoundCloud,
Yeah.
so we'll be fine. We have a week to figure it out.
Yeah, but just keep that in mind. And if we're not saying to get YouTube Red so you can lock your phone and listen, but get YouTube
Oh,
Red.
there's actually an app called MusicTube.
Okay.
And it's exactly like YouTube.
Mhm.
It has all of YouTube's content on there. It's used for listening to music,
Mhm.
but it's YouTube where you can just
You can just
exit
close
out
it?
and lock your phone.
Okay. Plug for MusicTube.
Yeah. There's actually a bunch of MusicTube apps,
Mm-hmm.
but let me show you how this one looks. So this one, it's blue. It's blue with a white music note in between, like in the blue,
red
and on the bottom it says tube. Like
Yeah.
I think there's one that says music, but this one says tube at the bottom in red.
Completely free, so you can keep.
Yeah, it's completely free. And
we'd really appreciate it. Like we've said before, we love you guys who listen and
Yeah.
come back because
and if you're a first time listener, we love you too. It's just
exactly. It's just we love the others a little more.
Yeah.
Like when you have kids and like the new one comes along and you're like, I gotta give it attention, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like I had a good thing going with the old one. You know what I mean?
It's like, why don't you come along and ruin it?
Yeah, exactly. Like now
It's
I have to
fine.
establish
I guess
dominance
we
with this one
appreciate
too.
your views or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But like genuinely, like this is something that we both enjoy doing and we both wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you guys listening just makes it all the more possible.
Tell your friends about us too,
Yeah, spread it
Um,
around as much as you feel
because
comfortable.
if we just have like the same like 30 people listening, you guys are only gonna have so much problems.
Exactly. The more it spreads around,
And like if you're at a slumber party with your girlfriends and they're
Yeah.
all like, well, Brad said this to me, but Chad said this, and
Uh-huh.
then Tad said this.
then you go, well, you know what? You know who has a little solution for you? The Hear Me Out podcast.
You just have to wait a week.
But yeah, get your questions in now before we like blow up and get huge, and then we don't have time to answer all the questions.
There it is. So this is a little
Little
question
question.
that we got.
It's not even from anybody, dude.
Yeah.
It's just here's what it says. I need life advice. Where is the best place to get chicken nuggets? Is there a difference between tenders and strips? Please help.
So there's two questions, two parts.
Yeah, two
Where is
parts
the
of
best
the
place to get chicken nuggets? I personally think that the best place to get chicken nuggets might be either Chick-fil-A or McDonald's.
Okay. I feel awful, but I've never had Chick-fil-A in my life.
Really?
In my life.
You're black.
Yeah, I know it's strange.
Okay.
But do chicken fries count?
Oh, like
Those
from
are
Burger King?
delicious. Yes.
I think that's its own category
Okay.
between tenders and
Okay,
strips or
my
whatever.
sorry.
But
Big sorry.
best place to get chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets and
what do you
McDonald's.
think? McDonald's? Yeah, I personally like. I have a couple friends who like the Wendy's nuggets.
I've never had them.
I don't think they're as good as the McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Obviously, the McDonald's chicken nuggets are incredibly unhealthy,
You will.
but
That's
they're
what
so
makes them
good.
good.
They're so crispy and they're consistent.
Oh my god! One time, this was like months ago, but I still remember it.
Mhm.
I don't actually eat Mickey D's that much.
Yeah,
but
neither
when
do
I
I.
do, I always get nuggets.
Yeah.
And they were like soggy. They
Oh.
weren't crispy. They were like soggy. And it was disgusting.
Never get
It was
chicken
disgusting.
tenders from McDonald's.
They have chicken tenders.
Yeah, and they're so bad, dude. I've ordered because like tenders are healthier than nuggets
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay.
So I was like, fine, like I want some chicken, so I'll get tenders instead of
Yeah.
nuggets. And I've ordered it 3 times, hoping that like the
They
other
would
two-
like get better. Yeah.
so bad every
They're
single time.
awful.
Disgusting, bro.
I didn't even know they sold them.
They're
Like, there's
so
no advertising.
bad. Nuggets are always the way to go.
Uh huh.
Get
Well-
6 20 pieces. That's a 60 piece.
At
Or
McDonald's.
no, that's a 120 piece. Sorry, I had a stroke.
It's fine. We both get 1 stroke per episode.
Okay, cool.
I already used mine. Okay. Difference between tenders and strips. I actually know the difference. Do you?
No, I actually don't. Enlighten me.
Strips are a little bit longer, thinner.
Strips, right? You
Yeah.
said? Okay.
Tenders are a little bit thicker. Multiple C's.
Oh.
They have a little bit more meat.
Okay.
They're fucking.
Oh.
All right. All right. Okay. Can you back away from me?
I'm coming for you.
Okay. All right.
Tenders!
All right. Chill. Chill the fuck out right
Okay.
now. But yeah, tenders are always better than strips because
What-
you just get more meat per like square inch.
Okay. What kind of places sell strips and what kind of places sell tenders?
I consider myself a chicken tender connoisseur.
Okay.
So when you're talking chicken tenders, you're gonna want to go to a place like Texas Roadhouse. Great.
I've never been there. I heard they're like rolls or something.
Oh yeah, their bread.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get free bread with like just showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Okay.
They're delicious. If you want some good chicken strips, Denny's. Okay, I know Denny's sounds gross.
Michael goes to Denny's all the time.
Denny's, bro. People. Okay, like all of my friends.
I've never been to Denny's.
Okay, we're going one day.
Okay.
All
And then
of-
we'll go to Chick-fil-A too.
Okay, that's
We
fair.
can go tomorrow. Oh wait, tomorrow's Sunday.
Yeah. Fuck. Wanted it to be religious. Everyone, like all of my friends, always hit up me. So I'm like, yo, let's go hit up Denny's. They're like, that's disgusting. It's like sticky in there. Their food is unedible. I don't
Yeah.
even know what that means. I love it.
I mean, didn't you guys went?
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
Last night?
No,
Yeah,
it was
last night. I went last night. I went to Denny's
Oh yeah,
last night.
I saw it on your Snapchat. story.
Yes.
But you guys also went on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I will get my friends to go to Denny's whenever the opportunity arises.
All right.
I'll let you guys know in case you're going to Denny's, you don't know what to get. Build your own Grand Slam, eggs scrambled, bacon. I'll get to the bacon actually. Hold on. Want to get the pancakes, hash brown. You mix the eggs and the eggs and the hash browns together.
Okay.
Your bacon. Okay, hear me out on this one. Hear me out.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Get that shit burnt.
Get the bacon burnt.
Burnt. Here's what I tell them every time. I say, leave it in until it's burnt, and when you think it's burnt, leave it in longer. When it comes out, it has to be like if you touch it, it turns to ash. It is so good.
That doesn't sound appealing at all.
It's delicious. That's
That
what
sounds-
everyone says.
That sounds incredibly disgusting.
Don't knock it till you try it. How about that?
I mean, okay, like I'll get it once,
God,
but
it's so good.
I really don't feel good about spending my money on ash. You know,
It's-
just grease.
It's not just grease. The grease gets there's no space for grease. That's how like dry it is.
That's
Let's go.
I like a good balance between.
You don't know what
Crispy.
you're missing, man. It's so good.
All right.
Enough about Denny's. Long story short, difference between tenders and strips. Tenders are a little bit thicker. Strips are a little bit longer.
All right.
New segment.
All right, yeah, we have a new segment today. I'm hyped for this one, dude.
Mm.
We've been talking about this ever since.
Since the beginning.
Yeah. And this is a music segment.
We're
What?
gonna talk about music that we like that maybe isn't as very popular, or just review popular music.
Yeah, so we're like, we'll call this the hipster
Yeah,
music,
you know, we heard it before you guys.
right? And
When it gets popular.
and when it blows up, it blows up,
Right.
and we had a part in that.
yeah, it's because of us.
Yeah. You want to go first?
No, you take it.
Okay, so the song that I chose is "Rain on Me" by Joji. Joji. He makes a lot of chill music. And it's a good ass song. It's like it picks up a little bit and it's nice and chill.
It's
and
very
smooth.
chill.
It's like when you're driving at night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Totally, that's
one of those
that
songs.
shit.
You can just like think about life and think about shit. And
Yeah.
just listen to it. Yeah, he played it before we started the podcast for me, and it was like that shit was solid.
I love this song.
Mhm.
I actually love a lot of his music.
Joji.
Yeah.
Mm.
He makes some really good stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, but he's on SoundCloud
Yeah.
and
I think it's on
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, kind of like us.
Oh.
Might have just did something.
We're blowing up.
Yeah, definitely check him out. My song that I brought to the podcast, again, hear me out on this one. It's called
Oh, Jesus. Go for it.
It's called I Don't Eat Ass, and it's by Young Nut. That's YOUNG
Space.
NUT. Young Nut.
Young Nut on the track.
It's decent.
I usually don't like that kind of music, but I mean, I was bumping.
It's on SoundCloud. It's not like it's someone.
You actually have to just like look up Young Nut first.
Yeah.
Click on that first profile and then find what is it called? I Don't Eat Ass.
I Don't Eat Ass. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very good song. I highly recommend you check it out, even if you don't think you're gonna like it just by the name.
Like it, okay.
Trust me.
Like overselling it a little bit. Like it's not a great song.
I loved it.
but it's a decent song.
It's decent. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be like, wow, this is the best song of the year.
But it's like one of those songs
You
that
just like listen to it and you laugh to the first time you hear it. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I enjoyed that.
but then you probably don't listen to it before a football game to get yourself hyped up.
I would get hype as fuck.
Would you actually?
Yeah, the first line.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even. You know what? If you want to hear the first line, go listen to it.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. I have 5 stitches in my left index finger.
Okay.
And this whole entire time, it's just I've been in pain because I think the Tylenol that I took this morning wore off. It just hurts a lot right now.
I'm very sorry.
But I'm toughing through it.
Well, what happened?
Okay, so I feel like such a fucking wiener when I say this story because it's not like cool or anything. I
Who
was
were you
trying
fighting?
to. It was a bear shark tiger.
Okay, wow.
No,
Wow, those are rare.
I was trying to make a fucking sandwich, right?
Okay.
And
Went to Jersey Mike's?
no, it was. I was trying to make a sandwich, and I wanted to be fancy and
Mhm.
toast the buns,
Okay.
but I didn't want to toast them on a toaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then both sides get
Yeah.
burnt. So I was just gonna toast. It was a brioche bun.
Okay.
It was like a nice little hamburger bun. So I just wanted to toast the insides. So I got out a pan from the oven,
Mm-hmm.
and when I went to go close the oven, there's like this kind of sharp edge.
Okay.
And my finger just like all over that, and then like I didn't even notice it. Like it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But then when I looked down, there's blood splurting everywhere, and so I like ran over to the sink, and I was like, "Mom, there's blood everywhere."
yeah.
And so we thought it was just like a bad cut
Yeah.
for some time, and it wasn't like a big deal, and so like I kept like wiping away the blood, and then like I showed my mom, and she was like, "We're gonna need to go to the hospital because that's deep as fuck." And I was like, "Okay," but I was like, I don't know, I think it might be lightening up. Definitely didn't light up. I just bled out for 20 minutes.
Jesus
But
Christ.
the thing was, I just came back from cross country, and I was hungry as fuck, so I was about to pass out.
Yeah.
And so
and then okay.
and so my dad was just like making a bunch of food, and
Yeah.
like I was eating like 3 granola bars, eating a bunch of food while
Yeah.
I was just bleeding out of my finger.
Mhm.
And then so my dad was like, "All right, we gotta go." And so there used to be like a medical office,
Yeah.
right like down the street.
Mhm.
But I guess they fucking moved locations, and so we were like, "Fuck, where do we go now?" So we went to a different place. It wasn't too far. It's by like the mall, kind of.
Of America or the one around here?
The one around here.
Okay.
Yeah, the one by the Mall of America was a little bit out of the way.
Okay.
But yeah, so, oh, dude, the worst part, like, it wasn't even when they were putting in the stitches. It was when they were cleaning out the wound.
Oh.
So, like, they put water in, like, the syringe type of thing.
Yeah.
And they were just spraying
Like,
water in
squirting
the
it.
cut.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it fucking hurt. God. And then, the doctor was super chill. Everyone at that office was really chill. Shout out Dryer Medical. What up?
Okay.
But yeah, so they like numbed my finger. He was only planning on putting one stitch in the finger,
Mm-hmm.
but it was bleeding so much
Yeah.
while he was doing it that they had to put in 5.
Jesus Christ.
Like
well,
they're like, I just heard them the whole time.
Mhm.
They were just like, this won't fucking stop bleeding. Just get me another one. So I just
okay, I don't mean to like undersell your whole thing,
oh yeah.
but I got a shot today.
Oh
and
shit.
they
Let's
gave
see
me
that
the fucking-
Band-Aid.
You want to see this shit?
Yeah.
All right, you guys obviously won't see that, but it's Tasmanian Devil.
It's a Taz Band-Aid.
And it fucking hurts, dude. It was for the HPV virus. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
shit.
Painful.
Yeah, because
They made
Michael
me drink 2. Fuck you. They made me drink.
Michael is out there.
God, fuck off.
Getting his oats wild. What is it called?
I don't know.
Soiling.
You want to come at me? You can finish your own goddamn metaphor.
Whatever, dude. I'm just saying that you're out there fornicating.
All right.
Whatever.
They made me drink 2 cups of orange juice. Because if I didn't, I would have passed out. That's how painful it is.
Oh shit.
And I ain't no lightweight. So that's so.
I
You?
actually am a lightweight. I wasn't like if I was watching them
Yeah.
like and all that blood coming out of my finger, I would have passed out.
Yeah, I'm fine with blood. Like I can.
I thought I was fine with
And
blood,
then
but then I was getting my blood drawn one time, and
Yeah.
I was just like watching it go in the veil, and I was like,
Yeah, I do that for like an allergy shot. I was watching. I'm like, that's pretty neat.
I thought it was pretty cool because like on like whenever I watch it on TV or whatever, I'm
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah. Well, it's fake blood on TV.
still, dude, blood is actually a lot like darker and redder. than I
Yeah, it's
thought.
weird. But like in your veins, it's like blue.
Yeah.
That's weird. We should probably wrap up the middle section because we're.
Yeah. Let's go to these. We have 2 more questions.
2 more questions. So.
What was the theme? Celebrities. Right?
Celebrities, right?
Let's do. Oh, let's go Stephen Hawking on this
Stephen
one.
Hawking. I don't like him. Someone else.
Oh,
I don't like him just because of he said some like really rude things.
oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's not rude if you like think about it. It's just offensive.
Okay.
Just the way he talks about like he's like, I think we're all like computers, and when you die, you just fucking break. And anyone thinks there's a god, you're fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay,
Oh,
fuck off.
Okay. So he's not
Albert
very,
Einstein.
He's
a
not
cool
very
version.
open-minded. Okay, Albert.
So I guess it's not living celebrities. Fuck.
God Elon Musk. We'll go Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Okay.
Okay. Elon Musk says, you want to take this one?
Oh, no, I took the last one, didn't I?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 4.2 GPA and am regularly involved in extracurriculars, but because of financial reasons, I may find myself attending COD next fall. There's always this stigma that goes with COD or community college, and I don't know how I'm going to face that over and over throughout the year every time someone asks me what I'm going to do after college. I know a lot of smart people doing big things and going places with their life, and I don't want them to look down on me.
Fuck them.
Honestly, I think that you should fuck them. And
There's
okay,
nothing wrong with you.
so you say that I know a lot of smart people doing big things and going places with their life. Just because you're going to community college doesn't mean that you're not going to do big things or go places in your life.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
I mean,
COD, like as far as community colleges go, is really fucking good.
yeah, like we were talking about it. COD is like it's a good school. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
There
the
is
school.
literally nothing wrong with COD. It's fine. I think it just gets a stigma because it's in the area.
Also, you're doing a lot of the same classes that a lot of other people are doing when they go to these when they're
That's
playing
true.
like $40,000 a year.
Well, yeah. Well, plus it's like it is cheaper. So
But
like if you take your
gen eds,
yeah
right?
your gen eds, you take
Yeah.
them at COD or a community college.
You're
way
saving
cheaper.
so much money.
And then you transfer over to a different and get your degree from a different university.
Right.
Not necessarily you have to do that, but I'm saying like people do that all the time.
And
There's nothing wrong with it.
there's literally nothing wrong with community college. And I don't want them to look down on me. What is this person's name? Elon.
Elon Musk, Mr. Musk.
Mr. Musk. No one, even if they do look down on you, they don't have the right to.
Exactly.
You have a 4.2 GPA. You're regularly involved in extracurriculars.
Yeah.
Fuck what everyone else thinks.
I guarantee you half of the people who would look down on you don't have the same like resume you do.
Right. And even if they do, I can tell you right now that you're probably smarter than them because you have the social intelligence to know that there's nothing wrong with COD.
And you were smart enough to come to the Hear Me Out podcast.
That puts you above everyone
Above
else.
and beyond. None of these other people can put that on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I had my sister
Yeah.
went to COD for the first 2 years,
Okay.
and
Did you enjoy it?
she loved it.
She loved
like
it?
it was a good school. She liked it, and then she transferred over to ISU and
Okay.
saved the family money.
Yeah.
Because she got all of her prerequisites
Mhm.
for all of her other, and it was an easy transfer too.
Yeah.
There was no hassle. I know a lot of smart people doing big things. You're a smart person. You're gonna do big things and going places with your life. You're
Right.
going places with your
You're
life.
gonna go places with your life.
I mean, you're goddamn Elon Musk.
That's true.
I
Like
mean-
you're already there, honestly. Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, but there's also this. I don't know how I'm gonna face that over and over throughout the years. Every time someone asks what I'm gonna do
How about
after
you
college.
say? How about you say? I'm going to college, because a lot of people don't.
That's actually a good point.
Like, regardless of where, like, I think in our like area, we're really caught up in like, oh, where are you gonna go? Because we do live in a good district.
Mhm.
But you're gonna think in other parts across the country, or even like our past generation, all around the country,
Yeah.
they didn't fucking go.
You
to
could drive
college.
an hour out, and
Yeah.
you'd find a lot of people who aren't going to college.
Exactly.
Um,
Like, it's not like you should be looked down upon. You like for getting a higher education. Like, how does that make sense at all?
yeah.
When you think about it like that, that does not make sense at all.
I mean, this person, Elon, is a very well-rounded person.
No, they are.
4.2 regularly involved in extracurriculars. I can't think of a situation where you don't exceed
Right.
these people that are looking down on you. You don't exceed their expectations.
There's a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. and it says, "The true goal of education is intelligence plus character."
God
And
damn.
you got both in droves.
in droves, he says.
In droves, I
In
say.
droves.
So keep up the good work. You go to COD, you get that education, and you go farther than anyone who looks down upon you. Because while they're looking down, you're looking up. That was woke, actually. That was really good.
You're
Holy
looking.
shit.
You're looking up.
I
to
just
the-
opened my third eye or something,
Oh
dude.
my god.
Yeah. But yeah, while they're all focused on looking
Yeah.
down on you, you're looking up.
In droves.
In droves. In droves.
Gosh.
Episode title? In droves.
In droves.
So yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Update us.
Yeah, let us know.
If-
For all of these, we love to get updated on them.
Yeah. I mean,
And
speaking
you know
of
what?
updates.
Speaking of updates, yeah, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
So I can prove that I can actually read.
It's Jimmy John from the last episode.
Jimmy John from the last episode.
Just to
Yeah, go ahead.
preface a little bit of what Jimmy John's situation was. Jimmy John was contemplating going into the military.
Right.
However,
There's a lot of pressure.
Jimmy John had a sibling
Sibling.
who was also in the military.
Right, who had gone into the military, and the Jimmy John didn't want to feel like they were just following in their footsteps.
Yeah.
Just like kind of copying it from people.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the situation.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what it says. Hey, excuse me, it's Jimmy John. Thanks for the advice.
Sorry, one second.
Prithvi just
Okay,
changed
there you
the
go.
size on the thing and I couldn't read it. Okay, I swear I can read. Hey, it's Jimmy John. Thanks for the advice. I'll definitely consider it. To shed a little more light on the situation, it basically comes down to my grandma versus my sibling. My grandma is heavily opposed to me joining the military, while my sibling is heavily in favor of me joining. They're both very vocal and public advocates for their sides, so it feels like I'm not the one making the choice about my future. I'm just choosing which side wins and doing what they say. This is somewhat contained within the family, but there are quite a few moments when people outside of the family as well. With many people outside the family as well. Many friends, acquaintances, coaches, and even people I don't know but who know my sibling ask first about my sibling, then if I also want to go into the military, then if it's because of my sibling. I think it's a noble profession, like you said, but the most common question I get is why would you ever want to do something like join the military? People think it's noble, but I think many people could never envision living that different sort of lifestyle, so they simply can't understand why someone else would want to, and it forms a barrier to understanding. I know to do whatever will make me happy, despite what others think, but does this addition change your advice at all? Was there a point where I should have told him to keep out of my decision? Thanks again.
Loaded.
This is what we love.
Yeah.
This is what we want to see. Take Jimmy John as the example for what we would
Jimmy
love.
freaking John.
Fucking Jimmy John, dude.
So there's a lot to
That's a lot.
tackle.
That's a tough situation you're in.
But so
And I can definitely see the whole, like, people first ask me, oh, how's your sibling doing?
yeah,
Then if you're going to go in, and then if it's because of them, like, I can see how that could get very
tedious and
troubling.
Yeah. And this whole grandma versus sibling thing. And like I was about to say that like just fuck it, do whatever you want. And so what he'll end up doing is either choosing one of those two things. And then he says that it feels like he's not the one making the choice about the future.
I think the best thing to do would be to maybe individually or together sit down, because you said they're both very vocal. Sit down with them and just say, here's what I'm thinking, and I want to be on the same page as you, so that when I make my decision, you know that it's because of me.
Right, and he also asked, was there a point where I should have told them to keep out of my decision? And it's not too late. You probably should have done it earlier, but there's nothing wrong with doing it right now.
I think that, at least in my family, they like to be very, like, involved in what you're doing. So I don't think it comes from a place of, like, them wanting to control you or tell you where to
like
go.
living vicariously.
No, I think it just comes from a place of what they think would be best for you.
Yeah.
I think it comes out of a place of love. That's at least how my family works.
I mean, it's definitely out of a place of love, but it's also out of a place of concern.
Yeah. Especially, I could see on the grandma side of not wanting you
Yeah.
to join.
And he also says, people think it's noble, but I think many people could never envision living that different sort of lifestyle. So they simply can't understand why someone else would want to, and it forms a barrier to understanding. Unless one of those people that it's forming that barrier of understanding to is like your mom or your dad.
Right. They don't really get a say.
It doesn't really matter what they say.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone, we can sit here and say, yeah, you should join, or no, you shouldn't join. Anyone can sit there and do that, but we don't have a right.
We're not the ones making that
Exactly.
giant leap.
Right. That's on you, and then the people who it's immediately going to affect, which is your parents, your sibling, your grandma. And I think that while it does affect them that much, I still think that telling them I'm my own person and I'm going to make my own decision is key. Or else it's just going to cause issues.
Yeah, it's like there's this section that keeps like troubling me, and I think it says, I think it's a noble profession, like you said. But the most common question I get is, why would you ever want to do something like join the military? And then there's also this section down here that says, I know to do whatever will make me happy despite what others think, but does this addition change your advice at all? And I personally think you should still do what makes you happy, but also take into consideration 10 years from now.
That's true. What are you gonna look back and say? I think we actually touched on that in the last episode.
Yeah.
We touched on like you don't want to like make a decision and then say, "Damn, how would my life have turned out if I had gone the other path?"
Yeah. I mean, regardless of what you do, you're gonna think, what if I hadn't joined the military? What if I had joined the military? But it's gonna come down to, I think I'm essentially happier now.
Mm-hmm. There is a way to like, I don't know. This is a very huge decision because it decides your future. But I don't know if this will help you out, but a good way to like make decisions, or at least what I do when I just absolutely cannot figure it out, is you flip a coin. My friend actually told me about this.
Oh man.
You flip. What you do is you assign 2 things to each side, and you flip a coin. And at that moment when it's in the air, you know what you're hoping it lands on. And then when it does land, you're either going to be like, all right, I guess I'll live with this, or you're going to be disappointed that it wasn't the other. And either way, you have your answer. It's a way to like really figure out what's going on with you.
I think that's definitely something that Jimmy John should try.
I think you should try it, but don't like
don't use that as
don't like flip a coin and be like, well, I guess I'm
yeah. You could. I totally recommend using that. However, don't use that as the final factor.
It's a very powerful tool. Don't use it carefully.
Yeah,
it's a lot of power to hold.
Also, your parents haven't come into the question at all,
right?
So, like, I'm curious to, like, what do your parents think?
Mm-hmm. I think parents are a huge factor.
Yeah. Your grandma is important, and your sibling is important, and I think your sibling's opinion might be a little bit more important than your grandma's opinion. Here's why. Your sibling has already gone to the military. Your sibling knows what it's like, and if your sibling thinks that that's what's right for you, then I think that I'm assuming that your sibling knows you.
Yeah, I would say your sibling would know you better than your grandma, and then they would know that life better than your grandma.
Yeah.
But that's just from what I can tell. So it's definitely a tough spot, and like we say, keep updating us if it if there's more to tell, or if something changes, or if you do make your decision, we'd love to hear what it is.
Yeah, totally. Is there any other parts of this question? Was there a point where I should have told him to keep out of my decision? It's not too late.
It's not too late. I think that's just about it.
Also, when you say that, like, people ask you, why would you ever want to do something like join the military? Mm-hmm. They're coming from that place of like, it's such a different lifestyle and whatever. Yeah. You have your sibling who knows, and you can also do more additional research, I suppose.
That's true. I feel like I talked about this last episode, but just to kind of like, there was a time in my life where I was strongly considering joining the military. Do you remember me talking about this?
No, you didn't.
There was a time it was probably like a solid like 4 years where I was like, that's 100% what I'm going to do. And that's what I want to do. And it wasn't from a place of like, of anything from anyone else. It was just what I felt like I wanted to do and what I was meant to do. But then it ended up being where like, once my family started, because they would ask me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go in the military. My mother was completely against it. Grandfather was completely against it. Family was completely against it. Friends were completely against it. And so that just ended up being something where I just, kind of just push that away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I on like that kind of note of like influence, I definitely understand how it can be very like polarizing.
But like your grandparents play a very large aspect in your daily.
In mine.
Yeah.
I would say I'm closer with my grandparents than pretty much most people.
Gotcha.
Just because I did. Yeah. I can talk about that in a different podcast. But
yeah. So it's also like how much. I don't want to say how much do you care about what your grandparents think, but it's kind of like, is that gonna essentially hold you back from like doing something? Because when you're in the military, are you going to be thinking about, wow, I should have listened to my grandma, I feel kind of bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's why it's, because like in my life everyone was saying no, but in yours there's people that you care about and you care about their opinions, saying no and yes, and that's why it's a tough spot.
It's a very educated opinion too.
Right.
We should probably wrap it up because we're
definitely
nearing about an hour.
Sorry about that.
Could we get some more suggestions about podcast length?
Yeah, because we really don't know, because we get a lot of people who tell us it should be the same length, people who tell us it should be shorter.
People who have also said it'd be longer, but like personally, I like how I like this time. I like
Okay.
like
I don't like to be the like fucking podcast police. Be like, this is how you should listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
But the way I like to listen to a podcast is it's either when I'm just chilling and I just want
Yeah.
to hear something, or I'm driving, I just want to hear something, or homework, just put it on the background,
Totally,
listening,
yep.
or just listen to it when you have like 20 minutes,
yeah.
and then just pause it. You say, okay, I'm 20 minutes in. You
Hmm.
can come back to it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like we'll still be here.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm just saying, like, if you feel like if you see it,
That's
you're
how
like,
I listen to
"That's too
podcasts.
long."
I always put the podcast in the background of whatever
same.
I'm doing.
So do I. I'm just saying, like, if you feel like the podcast is too long, you don't have to listen to it in its entirety all at one time.
Yeah, just Venmo me $5 and it's fine.
Right. Every time you pause it, it is going to cost you, but
yeah.
you know, it's worth it to hear this. So, just one last time.
Wrap it up, Dan.
Twitter page is at podcast HMO. On that Twitter page, you're going to find 2 links. One is tinyurl/podcast HMO, and the other one is a link to our email, which is podcasthearmeout@gmail.com. You can email us questions on both of those links. And
That on that link you'll find a section just to type in your
question.
problem, and then another to type in your name, and your name is optional.
Right, that's an optional box right there. So no big deal if you don't want to. On our Twitter also you'll see tweets, so that'll link you to the SoundCloud. Although if you're listening to this, you're already on the SoundCloud.
Yep.
But you will see the links for YouTube coming out on that Twitter as well. That's our way of like getting stuff out to you. And if you guys think of a better way, because we're always looking for ways to like expand the circle, like we ask you, you know, tell people.
Yeah.
If you think of a better way that we could get it out to people that's like doable.
Yeah, there's some people that are like, hey, so when's that podcast coming out?
Right. Or they're like, hey, where can I listen to the podcast? Or there was actually someone who like a couple of days ago, multiple people who were like, oh, I listened to episode 1. When's episode 2 coming out? I'm like, we're going to do episode 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if you think of a way, or you know of a way that we could maybe reach more people without being obnoxious.
Yeah, I think you should tell your parents about us so that your parents
Can you get your parents to send in like a work email to all their colleagues, please?
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
it sent to their kids.
talk about it during book club.
Right. Maybe we'll get a morning announcement, something like that.
Yeah,
That'd be fucking dope.
that'd be great.
So yeah, that's just about it. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for
See you
listening,
in a
folks.
week's time.
Next Saturday.
Probably not the same time because we're sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Hear Me Out podcast with Prithvi Rajandaru.
And Michael Miller.
Thank you and good night.
See you.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Bye.